Thursday afternoon chat. Your favorite artists with Jayar.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Jayar show favorite, please welcome Jordan Feliz.
What's up, bro?
Hello, my friend.
How are you?
Good. Here we are another year.
Yeah.
Sitting in front of each other.
I know.
Talking about writing hit songs and
Yeah, dude.
saving the world and
We're doing it.
all the other things you're doing.
Yeah, you're looking like you could kind of beat me up.
You know, I grew up in Bremerton, and a fun
something?
fact about Bremerton. Naval town. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah,
I grew up
dude.
in a naval town.
Yeah, we'll just
Yep. A couple things I want to explain here in the room. We have a green screen. In the past, we've let you pick your background on the green screen that people see on socials.
Yeah.
This time around, I don't know what's going to be on it. You don't know. It's in this envelope right here.
Oh, praise the Lord.
And when we're done with the interview, you can open the envelope and we'll be like, oh, here's what we've been talking in front of this whole time.
Awesome.
Same craziness. It could be a Circle K parking lot. It could be the Taj Mahal. We don't know.
Awesome.
So
I
we'll
love
find
that.
out.
I'm in.
Also, this wheel it has faith questions, general questions, Jordan Feliz specific questions. Name that artist, fantasy.
Okay.
And there's a prize on there too.
Okay.
Might as well just give it a go right out of the gate.
Right out the gate?
Yeah. We're going to need to have you sign this waiver.
Yeah.
But these are specific to you.
Okay.
These are the ones. Okay, here we go. This one I worked really hard on. We don't talk about hats anymore because we've talked about that to nauseum, and now we've moved on to the fact that you are not only a dog owner but you love dogs.
I do. I love dogs.
Your dog's the size of a small European car.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Actually,
Is it one or two?
we have three.
Three.
Yep.
Okay.
We have our old guy who he's kind of. We feel like this might be closing time. I know it's kind of a huge bummer. But then we have Hogan, who is our 100 and almost 90 pound Newfoundland, and then we have Brody, who's a mini golden doodle.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And so you would consider yourself a dog person.
100%.
This came to me a couple of months ago, and I started. My mind thinks in artistic ways, but yet Steve will tell you there are certain times I'll go to the bathroom at the radio station and I'll leave the water running as I leave the bathroom. My mind is thinking about things, so it makes common everyday life tough.
Okay.
But then you can say something really amazing, but then forget to feed yourself for a month or a week.
A month?
A month.
Oh, yeah.
That's not true.
It's not true.
But this one came to me and I started processing this thought, and I was waiting for the right time to use this. And knowing you were coming in and being a dog lover, I thought this would be perfect for you. We got a dog 2 years ago at Christmas time, Blitzen.
Okay.
Yep. We did not know we thought when we picked Blitzen out a week before Christmas and they were going to deliver on Christmas morning, we thought the guy said, so you want that little guy, huh? And we're like, that's the one. Had a blue eye, brown eye. And so for a week, those words, that little guy, were in our head. So when Blitzen showed up Christmas morning, our kids went crazy.
Yeah.
Bought him a blue collar, had him for 10 days playing with this little guy. Then the first vet appointment came and the vet said, why do you keep saying guy? We never checked under the hood. And it was a girl because we just, in our minds, Blitzen was a boy. So imagine thinking something is a boy for 10 days.
Yeah.
And you have to change everything. That first day going home to say, come here, sweetie, felt weird.
Yeah. Totally.
To adjust here.
Yeah.
But we've since grown to love Blitzen. She's an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
And we can tell she understands us.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Totally.
They're smart. You can teach them things almost like better than your kids sometimes when kids are younger.
Sometimes, yeah.
So my thought is, do you ever wonder why they can't just learn English? If they're that smart, if they can piece together, don't go here, don't go there. They know when you're happy. They know it's almost like they're right there.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it does feel like that, huh?
Gorillas can sign.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not crazy to think an animal. So do you think it's and how cool would that be for you with your three dogs to simply to have dialogue with? And how far do you think we are from that being a reality? Is it an us problem? Do you think maybe we're teaching wrong?
I don't think it's an us problem. I just think it's a biological issue within the animal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have vocal cords to be able to actually speak like us.
Oh, is that true?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why,
So
we as humans, we're created a little different than that.
But how do they bark?
Well, yeah, I'm sure that their vocal cords they have something.
There's something there.
But I just don't know if they're
okay.
Tuned the way that ours are in a way that we can speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you making this up? Because I'll believe anything you're saying right now.
I mean, if you want to believe it.
Because it's so crazy to watch. Like, when I watch a toddler, you teach them something. Like, this dog is learning something right in front of my face.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you are so close, buddy.
It really is. And it's wild. And I think there's been some studies that say that dogs can get to the point where I think the max capacity for their learning level is like a 4-year-old.
Okay.
So like that's why you see border collies that can tell, like, they'll be able to learn left and right. They'll be able to learn colors, numbers, and stuff. But past that, they can't. But
algebra.
Yeah, might be an issue.
Yeah.
And speaking.
All right. I was just throwing it out there. 'Cause my mind went somewhere. I'm like,
yeah,
we're right there.
Yeah. I mean,
you're practically nodding when I say don't go there.
What I do think is funny is I feel like they're way more perceptive though than we are, because they don't have anything to take their mind off what we do all day. So they're just looking to you all day. So I feel like sometimes they know our body language better than we do.
Right.
So like
I did learn there was something that separates them from cats. There's something, I forget what the word is, that a dog can express emotion.
Oh, yeah.
Where a cat does not have the same, I forget what it is, but it's a part of the brain that the cat just doesn't care to be emotional with you, but the dog has it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what that is, but I've heard the same thing.
Some big word.
Yeah, I'm going to act like I do though.
But okay, good. We're talking about getting another dog.
Yeah, okay.
At this place in Georgia.
What kind of dog is Blitzen?
What's Jules? Do you guys know Jules' dog? A Cavapoo? Cavapoo.
Yeah.
And we saw the one we want and everything. We're traveling so much first part of the year.
Yeah.
It's not a good time to have a puppy in the house when you're gone for a week.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with a dog Blitzen, if you were us and you got a second dog to be a playmate for Blitzen, would you stick reindeer? Because can you have a Blitzen and then go Ted?
You could. If you wanted to. What kind of dog is Blitzen?
We don't know. Mutt.
Oh, just a mutt.
Yeah.
That's great.
Blue eye, brown eye. But I
does it look like anything? Like, does it look like an Australian Shepherd?
Pit. It's got Pit, and it's got the brown eye, blue eye.
Okay.
So there's only so many dogs that have brown eye, blue eye. It's not anything husky.
Okay.
But there's a big argument, and I think it's OCD. If you have a dog named after a reindeer, I feel like you got to keep going.
Yeah.
I
mean, I feel like if that's deep down in your soul, then you can keep going with that.
I think it's OCD. Some people are with numbers.
Yeah.
Or like, I can't have an odd.
Yeah.
I can't have a dog that's not a
named after a reindeer.
So Blitzen and Comet. Thing is,
and you could go Comet, you could go Rudolph and call it Rudy, Dash. Yeah.
And my theory is when you take him to the dog park in July and you're yelling out, Rudolph, Dasher, you look crazy.
Yeah.
So you got to have nicknames.
Nice.
Dash, Blitz. And then once Christmas hits,
totally,
you go full on Blitzen, Dasher. And, I mean, people will text home, I think Santa's, and plus the bigger I get and the grayer my hair gets, and I'm yelling out Blitzen, Dasher. Hey, I think Santa is at the dog park. There's a guy here.
Oh my.
Sorry.
I mean, dude, yeah. I think
that's what's going on with me. What's up with you?
I love that, dude. Yeah, dude, we just got back from Disney.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that. We went to Disneyland, not Disney World.
Oh, yeah. Which has a much better Pirates of the Caribbean, I think.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It's the OG.
I honeymooned there.
Okay.
Because you being from Southern California, me being a Seattle kid, it's where we went to get sun.
Yeah.
And so we honeymooned in Anaheim.
Okay.
My buddy and I tried to sneak into Disneyland.
Okay.
He was training for the Navy SEALs, and he thought, let's see if we can stay here all night. And since you're a Southern California kid, do you think we could have, this is illegal, don't try this at home, everybody. We were Christians then, but we're still Christians. But do you think the plan was to hide out in the stalls and see if we could make it all night in the park? Just chill, lay low. Do you think we would have got...
I feel like it's possible, but I do think you probably would have gotten caught at some point. Just because they have, I'm
many
pretty
cameras.
sure they have, well, and also I think like they do like a full scrub every day, like where they come in and they have multiple people come in and clean each individual space, you know? So like even if you hidden, like I feel like you might have a better opportunity just hiding in some bushes or something. You know what I mean? Just because
it's dark.
It's darker and it won't,
you know
what I mean? But
we were
also, mildly sus.
Yeah, very. We were by the Hall of Presidents. There's a bathroom there. And he was like, we're going to do this. We came from Seattle to do this. And we're going to make it all night in this Disneyland. And the next morning when the park opens, we're just going to walk out. And I got nervous and I bailed. I said, we're never going to make it. My heart was pounding.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I said, we got to bail. And this is our last chance to bail because the park's closed, but straggler.
Totally.
And I'm like, bro, I got to bail on this. And I started walking. It's a good thing I did because it's that night around graduation time where every high school in the state of California goes and does a midnight Disney trip. Yeah. And we are walking out as about 10,000 Southern California high schoolers are walking in for an all-nighter.
Oh, my God.
So we would have been.
You know what's funny is I did that.
Really?
Yeah, I did the all-nighter at Disney. It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But, yeah, dude, I feel like I had friends that wanted to do that too, and they bailed.
Yeah.
I feel like I do have like a mild recollection of somebody actually doing it though.
Pulling it off. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if it got pulled off or if they got like escorted out at like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? But something in me is like, oh yeah, remember your cousin or somebody did that.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe they did.
Well, there's got to be places you could go.
Dude, well, and Disney's crazy. Like we just got back, and I will tell you a funny story. So. You remember the Tower of Terror?
Yeah.
Okay. So over the last, I think it's like 5 years or something, they've been redoing that ride.
Okay.
And they've made it Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
And whenever I had read about it like years ago, it was supposed to be a little bit more of like an adventure ride and like more story, right? So when we went, I've got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And we go and I'm like, we have to ride the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride because it looks so cool and I've heard a bunch about it. And I was like, and it's probably like an adventure. I thought they'd kind of turned it into something different.
Right.
And so we're waiting in line. It's the second ride of the day. It had just rained, and so the kids were like still kind of shaken up from that, but they were super pumped to be there.
Yeah.
So we wait in line and we're standing up there. We're waiting and all of a sudden my wife goes, did you see in there? And like, cause we're right outside the door. And I was like, yeah, it looked kind of still like the Tower of Terror, but they've got to have changed something, right? It couldn't just be all this. She's like, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm like, yeah. So we go in there, we sit down and I'm like, all of a sudden it hits me. I'm like, this is not going to be any different. This is the same ride.
All right.
And, so we go up and like the very beginning of the ride, it's like Rocket is on top of the elevator shaft and you see it in like this, they open the doors and you see it on a screen.
Yeah.
And he goes, uh-oh, and he pulls the plug and you just feel you're dropping.
So you wouldn't have gone on this with 2 little kids.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, definitely didn't know that that's what it was going to be.
And that's a fall.
Oh my gosh, dude. And well, with Tower of Terror, they did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
This was like 8 times, full drops, like up to the bottom. And at one point, it was so sad because my little boy was grabbing me. My little girl is screaming. Like, dude, you would have thought somebody was just running over her feet with a car or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so bad.
Oh,
and then my little boy isn't doing anything. So that's scaring me even more because he's just like squeezing my arm.
Yeah.
And, dude, the last drop is we go to the very, very top and it feels like it's over.
Yeah.
So the kids are like, just like, they're roasted. Jolie's crying. Judah's starting to cry. And they go, look, kids, Disneyland. And they open the doors to the very top and they drop you one last time. And I was like, that was so mean.
They should have a sign
my
saying,
gosh.
this is going to be the similar experience.
100%. So anyways, I just like, we got off the ride, and for the rest of the day in Disney, the kids were just like, is this going to have a drop? I
They
was
don't
like,
trust
no.
anything.
Yeah, they don't trust. They're like, no.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Are these guys going to eat us?
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's like, no.
Scarred. Let's go with the okay. Let's say you attend a worship service on the weekend. Everybody who normally speaks is out of town, came down ill that morning, and they're like, Jordan, can you get up and talk? No songs. Can you get up and talk to the people for 30 minutes about blank? What's something spiritually you've wrestled with over the past year where you're like, I don't need notes on this at all.
Yeah.
It's a part of me, and you feel you could influence somebody.
Man, I think the thing for me that I feel the most connected with, and it's not just been the last year, but probably the last couple years, because it's been something that I feel like it's almost been like a habit shift. It's like when you decide you're going to start working out, it's like you can't just like decide you're going to do it. It's like you have to continue to practice it. But I would say for me, one of the big things that I would choose to speak about would just be about purpose and about the fact that oftentimes we're told in our lives that it's some advice that I got told, and honestly, I'll just share it. Like, oftentimes everybody's heard this, to stay in your lane, you know? And I got told by a buddy of mine, he's like, man, whoever is telling you to stay in your lane, you need to rip them out of your life like a weed. And he said, because the most probable thing that you're doing when you're in that lane is you're driving. And he said, and in life, if you're driving your life, then you're not in accordance to what God really desires from us. You want him to be the driving force. You want every decision, everything that you're doing, you want him to be a part of it with you. And he said, and the other thing is that when you're in a lane, you're constantly having to look around and watch out for other people and be careful of the person ahead of you or behind you or beside you, like either way. And he said, in life, that's not what God calls us into. He calls us into an assignment. And he said, and your assignment is very different than mine, just like yours and mine are different. But we both have a purpose. And the moment that we start looking around and start doing that is when comparison comes in, and when we can start to feel like all of a sudden we are doing something similar, and then it starts to feel like we're doing the same thing, and then success or whatever it is, you can start to compare it. And it happens in every facet of life. It's not just in music, it's in business, it's in sales, it's in, you know, if you work as a cash register, you know, and you're like, oh, well, that guy's just better than me at that, or whatever you do, you can always choose to look around and be like, oh, but that guy's doing this, and now he's progressing to this thing. But if you could just actually stay focused on your assignment, you'd actually realize that, like, God has it all laid out for you, and it brings so much more joy into your life rather than feeling like you're never doing enough, or you're just, I mean, for years I kind of felt like I was always just drilling my life into the ground, and it wasn't because I was doing anything in the will that God had set for me. I was always participating outside of that. Like, obviously I was still doing what he had called me to do, but I was forcing things to happen. I was saying yes to things that I didn't need to say yes to. I was not saying no when I needed to say no. And I think oftentimes in life we can find ourselves in a place where we're just doing things because that's just kind of what we're told to do. But we have not prayed about it. We have not asked for God's wisdom in it. We haven't asked if this is what is a part of our assignment. And I think that's what I would talk about.
Yeah, blooming where he plants you, sort of thing.
Yeah,
rather than just sitting there to actually bloom.
Yeah, and also not trying to unearth yourself to try to go bloom somewhere else, because that's not going to help either. You know.
Right. I still can't forget this. I still tell people the story that you told about being a valet and the guy writing a check, like, can't pay your rent, and he's like, I'm supposed to write you a check. Like, for the exact amount that
Yeah,
you needed. Like when
literally.
you hear stories like this, like, all right, there's a plan here.
100%.
I'm not here by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like God shows up in ways, but again, if you're not participating in what he has laid out for you, sometimes you'll even miss it.
Yeah.
And that's such a huge bummer because you're trying to do something in your own control and not in it actually feels like the opposite of wisdom at that point. It's all like just by your own strength, you know? And so, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
And then, all right, let's see. General questions, faith questions. Oh, prize. Oh! All right, so all the guests we've had this spring and winter, we just don't want you to leave empty-handed. So we decided to give prizes away.
Okay.
Actually, I have to walk to the prize closet and grab you. These are all wrapped, like Christmas wrapping.
Oh, yeah. Good.
There's 2 in here. All right. Let's go. We'll just do 2 because there was 2 in there waiting for me, so I don't know which one they wanted me to give you. So those are yours. Crack them open.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
2?
2. Usually there's just 1 in there. So let's see.
Let's see what happens. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Do you have
Honestly,
you have women in your home, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, and also I have.
Oh, you have long hair. Sorry, that was offensive. Wait, explain what it is so that we can know how offensive that was that I just said. Actually, it worked out perfect. So you said, "Oh, guys have short hair, girls have long hair."
This is a quick release little. It's a drain weasel.
So important.
It's so important for fixing hair clogs in your drains.
Yeah.
And I have long hair, so that actually helps me.
I was just saying, I have 3 females in my house, and they are the ones that clog the drain. So that's my reference point,
dude.
My son and I
honestly
never clog the
It's
drain.
just my wife and my daughter for sure. It's not me at all. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that. Well, there's a second one here,
okay,
so let's correct
this.
See.
Let's see what this is.
I don't know why we had 2 in there, but you're gonna leave with some parting gifts here.
Oh, perfect. Dude, I've really been wanting one of these. Dude, I've been needing a new calendar. Yeah. And having some kittens on it. Yeah. That was actually something I asked for Christmas and I didn't get it.
Yay.
So
this is 2023, so it'll be great for this year.
And it includes 2022 and 2024.
Just in case you want to look back.
Just in case I want to look back at some things.
Hey, honey. Yeah. What date was November 13th? Was that a Tuesday? Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I got it. Hold on.
Hold on. Siamese. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. What do we got? What kind of what? Oh, does it tell?
I don't know types of cats.
I don't either. Cause
like dogs, you could talk for as we have this interview. Yeah, there are lots of dogs. Yeah. Hey, you ever wonder why dogs can't talk?
Hey, just so you know, it's also got the moons too.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. For fishing purposes.
Yeah, mainly for fishing.
You can master the tides.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one more. We got one more general question, and then we'll find out what that green screen is behind us here.
Okay.
We could talk about the price of eggs right now. How ridiculous that is. This would be great. Yeah. If I were to walk into your high school cafeteria in California, and look for 16-year-old Jordan Feliz, if you gave me 30 seconds on the clock to try to find you, not knowing what you look like or anything from when you were 16. Can you help me? How would I find you in 30 seconds in the cafeteria?
We didn't have a cafeteria.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Local eatery. Oh. Let's just say a big room.
I could tell you, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would just tell you because we always had we ate at the same spot every day. Like our whole group of people, we all ate at the same spot. It was this little stamped concrete area outside that there was just a 2-step up, and it was right by the main stairwell. So we just ate there every day.
So now I found a group of you. How in that group would I know? Oh, there's Jordan.
You just see me.
Oh, it's just long hair.
Yeah, curly, long hair.
Okay.
And it was shorter then, though. I guess. Yeah. I guess I'd probably have to Because if you were looking at me in high school too, I wouldn't have facial hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I'm saying I need help.
Okay, you need
how
help.
Would I?
Dang,
how would I
God.
locate? I'm staring at that table.
Okay.
Which one? How would I have known it was you?
Okay.
No visual scars that I can play off of. No tattoos at that age. The skateboard, would that have helped me? Would you have had a skateboard in school?
I never brought my skateboard to school.
Okay.
Just because if you did and you were caught on it, you get in trouble.
Okay.
Oh man.
Was there an ironic Jesus T-shirt like Reese's Gold's Gym?
You know what? I probably would have just told you that my hair looked dead. That's probably what I would have said. My hair just looked like frizzed out and like dead.
Okay.
Because I played water polo.
Okay.
And when you're in the water all the time, it looks like no hair you've ever seen in your life. It's so like blonde and like dead.
You've run into electricity recently.
Yeah, 100%. So I'd be like, if you just look for the curly headed blonde kid that's just like looks like he got electrocuted the night before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
All right, good.
That's probably would have been what I would have told you.
I have an envelope here. We are going to find out what we've been talking in front of. The green screen results here. So when people see these clips on socials, I love the fact that we don't know what's back there, but they've been seeing it.
I do too, because we've been able to choose it the last couple of years, which has been fun. But this is,
are you ready?
It's
like a good morsel at the end of a meal. It's like that last bite. It's gonna stay on our tongue here.
You ready? Yeah. 1950s diner.
Oh, hey. So I'm picturing roller skates, waitress roller skates.
Yeah.
A lot of checkerboard.
Yeah.
A jukebox.
Maybe some like silver too. You know, there's always a lot of like chrome.
Yes, chrome.
You know?
Yeah. That's good.
Dude,
I like
this. Okay.
It's a good vibe.
Dude, we should have had some like pancakes or something too. You know what I mean?
Or
like
other things they ate in the 50s. Right. Awesome. Hey, we're looking forward to I guess as songs come along, we'll
Yeah, I've got new music coming out this whole year.
Okay.
We're going to be
gradually.
Yeah, so we're going to be releasing a lot of songs this year, and then we'll have a record coming out next year. But we're kind of doing
24.
Yep. We're doing like a really fun release schedule this year. So be on the lookout for that, because you're gonna have a lot more songs a lot faster this year.
Okay.
And we'll have a single out in May, and I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome.
The Thursday Afternoon Chat. Your favorite artists with Jayar.